In this video, I'm going to talk about alignment and chakra alignment. These are two total different things, but they complement each other. Your spirit, when your spirit is able to align, that can happen with or without the chakra system, right? That can happen with or without the chakra system. Because in your spiritual awareness, I wouldn't say an awakening, your spiritual awareness, you are now capable of understanding that there's what you call a spirit inside of you. And the awareness comes in a sense that it's not just a spirit, but you can be able to manipulate energies with your spirit. Now that becomes an awareness. From the basis of you cleansing yourself, having to now channel your ancestors in a knowledge that you are aware of your ancestors, you are able to reach out to them in a spiritual sense. Now you have a greater awareness that you are more than your physical self, right? That is just an awareness. And the more you increase in that awareness of your spiritual sense, it leads to what? It leads to your spiritual alignment. Okay? Which is still another stage of your spiritual awareness. Alright? You've not involved your chakras. You've not involved anything that comes after that. You've not involved your Merkaba system. You've not involved your Akashic connection that is aligned with your aura. You're still on the basic, which is just your spiritual awareness. This will lead you to what? An alignment at some point. Now you are aligned as a first stage. That's not even an awakening, it's just an alignment, it's just an awareness. How are you aligned though? You have a greater awareness that your ancestors work within you, not outside of you. Now you have this great sense of awareness about your ancestors, that you are an energy being more than your physical self. Therefore, when you focus your intuition into something while closing your eyes, you can be able to connect with your ancestors willingly. They come in visions, your imagination, you start to manifest. You just have this alignment of your spirit, what it can and cannot do for you, depending on what intention and focus you're putting onto. That's just an awareness. And this will then force you now to have an alignment. And this alignment alone of your spirit, it has other stages, because this thing is complex, right? This thing is very, very, very complex. So that is the first stage for you now, to have an alignment of your spirit. You have a greater awareness of what's happening around you that can be able to impact everything that's happening inside of you, right? Now you are aligned to that. It goes to your senses, it goes to your feelings, it goes to your emotions, it goes to your energies, it connects with your antenna here, that now you are aligned. You can feel all of these energies at will, right? Which then sends you to connect to what? To your aura system. Oh, I have an aura. I didn't know. My spirit now is giving me this alignment of understanding that I have what you call an aura. See, the awareness keeps on growing, keeps on increasing. So you can have a certain awareness without you having to even meditate, without you having not to know about chakra system, without you having not to know about anything else. And most of the time, this alignment is depending on your ancestors. You go to the river to cleanse, you start to be aligned spiritually. That's a spiritual awareness. Now you're getting cleared up. Your eyes are opening, not your spiritual eye, chakra, right? Your eyes are opening. Now you're able to look into the details spiritually because of this alignment. And the beginning of it now, you're graduating. Slowly but surely, you're heading towards what? Your awakening, because that is not an awakening. A spirit alignment is not an awakening. And not to say that it is less. No, it is great. Because so many people in this world are lacking a spiritual alignment. Not to say that I'm separating it. All I'm saying is that you still have a long road to walk. All that's happening around you now is having a different experience, so that you can be able to give yourself some time to increase slowly but surely. As soon as your spirit is aligned, you're connecting with your ancestors. Yes, from a physical plane to reflect on a spiritual plane, right? You have this what? Knowledge of your great ancestors inside and not without. That even though I might communicate with my ancestors through trees, you have a blueprint of understanding that all of it is inside of you. But because now you're going in a baby step, you have to be both in the physical and in the spiritual in order for you to be able to reflect on what's happening outside of you, which can be a great impact of what's going on inside of you, right? Now that we can say you are aligned now. You're opening different channels, understanding yourself in this sense. You're giving yourself some time, right? It draws you to what? You want to fast. You want to go do a cleansing, right? It calls you for you to align your spirit, which will affect your energies as well. It leads you to now find a way to connect even deeper, because you're going to have a sudden interest because of this alignment. And the environment you are in every day will affect you differently. You'll start to attract certain people that are vibrating even higher than you, so that you can be able to align with them and start to connect with what is it that they are doing. You'll feel the essence of meditating. Sometimes this spiritual alignment, it will lead you now to start connecting with nature, to start walking with your bare feet. Every right? Spiritual alignment is not all the same with people. We are all different, unique, and the way of an alignment, it affects us differently. Some of you might not actually have interest in meditating. You'll want to gravitate towards your ancestors. Then it might happen that you're being triggered with this alignment that you need to go to the initiation school. All of your alignment now is affecting you in a dream world state, right? You connected more to your dreams. Every answer you get, it's much more easy for you to get it from the dreams. You're unable to meditate. There's somebody that might actually be drawn into meditation. This is just an alignment. And when you start to gravitate towards different spiritual practice, this will then open you up to a different awakening. That's when now you start to be in the process of awakening, right? Now, I want to focus this on the language that I usually speak in the most, because I'm well versed in that, right? If it happens that now you've reached a certain stage of a spirit alignment, right? You are bound to start meditating, right? Or to start to be attracted to people that share the very same information you are most likely interested in. And this might happen based on your previous lifetime. You used to be a person that liked meditating the most. In this lifetime, if your alignment is according to that, you'll start to be attracted to meditation, right? Then this builds up. Obviously, when you start to be in a meditative state, with your intuition, you will have this thing that I need to awaken. But what is it that you need to awaken? It might happen that you try to awaken without the chakra system, right? Because generally, everyone. This brings me to the reason why I'm making this video. Generally, when you are spiritually aligned, you have a taste, a bit of a taste of using your chakra system, even though your chakras are not aligned yet, right? You will start to use your chakra system without even knowing it, because even when you are born, your chakra system are more active. But the more you grow, because of the environment you're growing in and the system matrix that's controlling people in, you start to lose all that power. But when you grow up, your chakra systems, they start to work and operate until you reach the age 12, 13, they start to go down, all of it. Because for a child to be programmed in this world and be reprogrammed, rewired, if the child's parents were not actually consciously aware or awakened to that level, when the child reaches 13, it's much easier for the system to reprogram your child and turn them into a product they would like to use, and use your child's energy to continuously mislead and destroy, for this energy to be used by the system and not the child, right? This happens. But before age 13, you still have a lot of power for you to program and keep on aligning your child to that aspect, right? So that anything that comes after that, it doesn't condemn them or mislead them. You get what I'm saying? So when you grow up as a child, you have this chakra system, but as soon as you reach 13, they stop to operate in that level. So now you're at the adulthood, you start to be a person that is interested in these things. You have aligned your spirit to the cause, and you have a taste of you having to use your chakra system unaware, sometimes knowing it, but most of the time not knowing it. So you still possess the power of using your chakra system, whether they are aligned or not. Going back to the person who was asking about talking about the chakra system, if I remember, the comment was about you can't use your chakra system if they are not aligned, and you need to align with Mother Nature. That is a total different thing, which I don't disagree with it. What brings me to explain this, as I will go deeper explaining it, is that when your spirit is aligned, as a matter of fact, even if your spirit is not aligned, you can be able to use your chakra system, right? The only thing you need are these two hands and your fingertips, because your fingertips are connected to each and every chakra. The moment you create a pyramid at a center where a chakra system is, you speak life in it, you create that energy, because your chakra systems are your planetary systems that are connected to the cosmos, to each and every planet at the same time, that create its own world, uniquely in a different vibration, color, and frequency, right? So the moment you do a pyramid and you speak, you can be able to influence the outside forces and the inside forces of your being. You've not aligned your chakras, but the moment you do a pyramid, you call them out. With the chakras that are the three chakras, pyramid is facing downwards, and the top chakras pyramid from the heart are facing upwards. So when you do this, you speak life in your chakra. They can still give you the fruitful values you need. Because most of the time, people are using their chakra system without knowing it. They don't have yet an awareness of the alignment of their chakra system, right? So just because you haven't aligned your chakra system, it doesn't mean that you can't be able to use them. No, you can. As a matter of fact, the chakras that are more attached to this physical plane are the three chakras. These ones are the ones that project the reality of having to control your sexual energy, your physical desires, right? Your materialistic world. For you to become this animal nature, they get to be affected as such, even though they're not aligned. They are around you within the core of your energy presence, which are connected to other planetary systems within you, that are reflecting at the perimeter of your aura system, that's not outside of it, but inside of it, still within your energy center and circle, right? So I'm explaining this, that yes, you have aligned your spirit, you have a way to taste the power of your chakra system. The thing is, people do not know. People talk about align your chakras, but they don't have a full information that in order for you to use your chakras, you don't need to align them. It's just that now when you align your chakras, you are aligning them for a purpose, which I'm about to explain. I will explain this. When you align your chakras, you're aligning your chakras for a great purpose, which leads you to ascending. So what am I saying? You can align your spirit, but that doesn't mean that you have keys to ascend. You can align your spirit, but it doesn't mean that you'll be able to ascend. In order for you to ascend, you need to align your chakra system first. So if your chakra system is aligned, then you have prepared yourself for ascending. So when you're building your spirit to align, this connects your auras to be at a certain level, to be prepared for the next stage of you haven't started the process of awakening. You're in the stage of preparing your energies for the next level of you having to touch the surface of having to awaken. So already your chakra system are well aware. They work, they operate. The reason why I'm telling you that your chakra system, they operate. Each and every chakra system is connected to is connected to each and every or specific organ. It is necessary for these chakras to connect with specific organ. I have said this before, that sometimes the reason why you are sick, the reason why there's something wrong with your lungs, with your intestines, with your heart, it has to do with the chakra system that's not balanced well or cleansed. Most of the time, I've said that a lot of you lack this confidence of speaking your truth, right? I even advised people that if you want to be motivated to speak the truth, you need to get a crystal called lapis lazuli. Lapis lazuli is one crystal that awakens your throat chakra to the level and core for you to be able to have confidence enough to speak your truth without having fear. What is that crystal initially doing for you? It is helping you balance your throat chakra. You have not aligned, you have not awakened your throat chakra. You don't even have any idea yet. You're still at your spiritual alignment. But because most of the time when you have to speak the truth, you become afraid. You'll start to have symptoms of flu-like symptoms to say. You'll start to cough. Why? You are making your internal body sick because you don't want to speak the truth. What's affecting that? That's connected to your flesh. It is your throat chakra. You hear what I'm saying? You have no idea about your throat chakra, but it still has a way to affect you because you don't want to speak your truth. So all of these chakras, they're outside of you in a mirror way, different sides, on your right and your left, outside and at the back, at the front, but in the mirror reflection. When they start to align, they start to create these energies within you. But if they are not aligned, they stay outside of you. They're always outside of you. That's when you start to align your chakra system. Now they start to operate within. But they still have a way to affect your organs, whether or not they are aligned or active on that certain level. Because really your chakras are not like in a sense of active. That most of the time that is a metaphor. It's more like saying that how vibrant your chakra systems are. whether or not they're aligned. Because sometimes your chakra system can be aligned only to find out that they don't have or possess enough power to vibrate high. You get what I'm saying? So already your spirit is aligned. Your chakras are not aligned, but they're still active. You still have a way to use them. That's why I'm saying that if you create a pyramid right now to your root chakra and speak what you desire physically and put the imagination to it, it'll work and operate. In your sleep, when you are sleeping, you connect to the core of your mind that sends signals within your heart in a reflection way, vice versa, to be in a deeper state of your traveling. I'm not going to call them dreams. You don't dream. You astral travel. The dream part is making you feel like it's not real. You're actually leaving your body, but you're using what? Your first eye chakra system that is connected to your first eye chakra system. I don't know, did I just repeat that? Chakra system, your first eye and your first eye chakra system, they still operate in a sense of you having to be in a dream state, which is traveling. This also does affect your chakras, because sometimes you might be in a different world only to find out that you are in your heart chakra. Because you have no idea, you're still in your subconscious mind, you don't know what's happening. Sometimes you might dream and be in a different world. You've just traveled in a root chakra where there's war, you're fighting. I can go on and on about this, Sometimes you find out that you're flying in your dreams. You don't even know that you were in your throat chakra system. You've got all the freedom now. You can do whatever that you want. Why? Because when you become in the core of your body, on the spiritual side, your chakra systems are aligned. But when you come here into this physical plane, you still need to do the work to reflect that, both in the physical and the spiritual. It's more like imagining something in a spiritual sense to bring it forth in this physical reality. That makes it what? Imagination. Because in a sense of an imagination, you putting multiple of images to make this a visual effect for you now to be able to create what you want to see happen in this physical reality. You get what I'm saying? I don't want to, because I'll end up now going, I just want to stick to what I'm trying to say here. So the moment when you have aligned now, this will lead you to what I like to call a spiritual awakening. Your alignment and spiritual awakening are still yet two total different things, yet they complement each other. It's just a different awareness. It's important for you to understand a different awareness of what's happening in your body so that you have evidence that you're moving to a next stage, a revolutionary being, right? Not a revolt. A revolt is something that's physical. Being revolutionary is a spiritual thing. It has nothing to do with you having to fight a physical war, but a spiritual war. Being a revolutionist is going back to the original basis of what is it that you need to do in order for you to be able to align with Mother Nature and the core of the energies in order for your spirit to do the will that the physical cannot. You get what I'm saying? That is you becoming revolutionist. But when you attempt things in a physical way, that is a revolt. It's a total different thing. So your spirit, when it aligns, it influences you to a spiritual awakening. To a spiritual awakening. I'm going to explain that, which I think sometimes people skip it. Irregardless, it does happen, but if it's not aligned, it tends to raise so much questions. That is why most of the time people speak about the fact that I've ascended, but they don't speak about chakra systems. How do you ascend if you do not have an understanding and a language of your chakra system awakening or aligning, right? The moment you have come to the basics of you having to meditate, at some point, whether you like it or not, you will come across the term of chakra systems. Then you become with this great awareness. Oh, there's what you call chakra systems. Okay. Then you start to be interested. What led you to that? It was your spirit alignment, which now it's connecting to the fruits of your spiritual awakening. Because now you're climbing the ladder. You want to know, oh, I had to align my chakras. Oh, okay. So from this chakra to this one, going upwards. What language is that? Technically, I'm saying now that I want to ascend. I want to go upwards. Okay? I want to ascend. Then you start to have this knowledge of these chakras. You come across the fact that all of these chakras, they have emotional attachment. Anything from physical plane to spiritual plane, you have been attached to something that might have bothered you, affected you. Then you find a way that I need to operate and stimulate my chakras to the sense that they start to vibrate according to its sound, color, and system. Right? Now you start to meditate according to your chakra system. And you feel this build up. Right? You feel this build up. Because at some point, you will want to align your chakras. Then now you start to realize the reason why I was like this, I was like that, it was because I was in this chakra system. It might happen that you're living your life in your root chakra. You're like this sexual being. Every time you wanna, you can't seem to overcome it. It might happen that you've been part of a sexual trauma all these generations of you living, coming back here, reincarnating. You're trying to go upwards, but it's difficult. You need to overcome this chakra first. You realize it how to overcome this chakra. You beat your sexual traumas. Then you move on to your sacral chakra. You go to your solar plexus chakra. Right? Although your sacral chakra, your sexual traumas might be on your sacral chakra as well. They can be on your root chakra too, because that's a physical plane. These three chakras are from a physical plane. Sometimes it might happen that you are blocked in a solar plexus chakra, right? You need to overcome that so that you can be able to go upwards. Because even though you try to align your chakras, there might be certain blockages. I know this happens most of the time, that many people are blocked in between the three chakras at first, at large. Then what this means, you have to align your chakras, stimulate them, you cleanse them. Then the moment all of your chakras are aligned, why are you doing this? Why are you doing your chakra alignment? Because there are people that are aligning their chakras, but they do not know why they are doing it. The only reason you would want to align your chakra is because you want to awaken your kundalini energy, the fire at the back of your spine, also known as the chai power, the sleeping snake at the base of your spine that's waking. That's very easy to awaken, by the way. It only requires your chakras to be aligned. And most of the time when your chakras are aligned, you will feel, even though you don't do a kundalini meditation, right, which is the fire baptism, even though you don't do it, if your chakra system are aligned, the kundalini on its own, when you retain your sexual energy, your kundalini on its own, it can detect that your chakras are aligned. Therefore, you are ready for the first stage of awakening. See, there's a first stage of awakening in your kundalini, which then the second stage will lead you to ascend high. Right? So when it is able to detect that your chakras are aligned, sometimes you don't even need to meditate on your kundalini energy. It can actually start to rise on its own. And most of the time, a lot of you might feel this. You feel like there's something that's actually rising, ascending at the back of your spine. Then it starts to create a blockage. Then when it starts to create a blockage, it stays there for a very long time. Some of you must start to burp. Like you start to burp. And it stays there. Some of you have to be beaten at the back. then it goes back. Why does it stay there though? It is blocked. That chakra is blocked. Yes, it is aligned, but there's something that you might have done physically or spiritually, or you might have done to somebody else, that now it's affecting you, that your kundalini is unable to ascend. Therefore, what it does, it goes back again. Because your kundalini energy has a cosmic oil that has its way of going up, using your chakra system to reach your Godhead, your brain. So that is the only reason why you would want to align your chakras, for kundalini to awaken. Your kundalini can never be able to awaken without your chakra system. It needs that for a purpose. It's more like detecting, are you cleansed enough? Are you balanced enough? Not according to your spirit, but according to your chakra system. And your kundalini energy is actually two energies at the same time, which are the two snakes. Symbolic. I know someone think, I've said this before, people like, I do not have a snake at the back of my spine. That is evil. That was a symbolic term. It's actually two snakes at the back of your spine that they need to rise. And when they rise, they spin in this way. Right? And they have a way to reflect clockwise and counterclockwise. So when your kundalini rise, it reaches to it might actually reach to your root chakra or your sacral chakra. If it finds any blockage, it goes back, because if it actually ascends, it'll affect you. It's intelligent on its own. It doesn't need you or anybody. It just needs you to direct it as soon as you align your chakras. So that's what I'm saying, that your alignment, you are doing an alignment of your chakras to prepare a gateway for your kundalini energy to rise and reach your God state. But not so fast. The moment when your chakras are aligned, the first thing that aligns or awakens in you is your spirit. Your spirit aligned the first time, it doesn't mean that it was awakened. No. Before your kundalini energy awakens or ascends, your spirit is the first one that has to ascend, which is part of the blueprint of the fire inside of you. This fire, you don't feel it inside, you feel it outside of your body. That's how you know that my spirit has awakened. You're gonna feel the heat at the back of your spine, but outside of your spine, not inside of your spine. Your kundalini energy, you feel it inside of your body when it has to align. Some of you can feel the heat in your body, then it goes down. So when your spirit has been awakened through the principle of awakening your kundalini, because your kundalini is so intelligent to the point that it knows that in order for me to have assurance that this person is ready, let me first send the spirit of the kundalini first to reach the God state. Then it will come back and send the information to the kundalini energy. But when it sends it back to your kundalini energy, it affects it. Then your kundalini energy now has a way to operate in your chakra system, which are two, right? To operate in your chakra system to reach your God state, which is the masculine and the feminine energy. It's not all, so many people saying that the kundalini energy is a feminine energy. It's not all feminine energy. It's a masculine and a feminine energy. It's a balance. Just like it happens with your Merkaba system, the two tetrahedrons, the three tetrahedrons, by the way. One counterclockwise spinning, the other spinning clockwise. And if you're a male or female, the third tetrahedron, it needs to actually face upwards if you're a male. If you're a female, it needs to face downwards. That one doesn't spin at all. But the two tetrahedrons, they spin counterclockwise and clockwise. Thus, they represent what? Feminine and the masculine energy. So it's the same thing, the same principle with your kundalini energy. It possesses two energies, your masculine and the feminine energy. And when they ascend, they are doing that aspect of going towards what? Your God state. Then as soon as your Kundalini now awakens, because your chakra system is aligned, it becomes one. And it actually signals like a cobra. You see, when they talk about the cobra in ancient Egyptians, it has a lot to do with the snake inside of you that raises for you to reach the raw energy power. Hence, it's cobra. The ko, which is the snake, the ra, which is your sun energy. Because within the core of your body, yes, you've got the sun, the solar plexus here, but you have another sun above your crown chakra activity, which is when you are meditating, focusing on you having to activate your what you call this thing, your spaceship, right? Why am I forgetting this? Why am I forgetting this? Your Merkaba system, right? When you're operating on your Merkaba system, there's a sun above you and earth underneath. Earth represents your root chakra. Your crown chakra activity represents the sun. For you have 3 suns within you. The other one that's in the cosmos, the dark cosmos, which is the black sun, that's inside of you. When you close your eyes, you connect to it and become in the universe, right? So the stick is symbolic to your 33 vertebrae of your spinal cord that connected to your chakra system with your Kundalini energy. It takes that degree and stage, the 33 degree stage, in order for your Kundalini energy to rise at the back of your spine and to reach your God state or your Godhead. Thus you become what? An ascended being. Now you've touched the deeper surface of what it feels like to be God. Not without, but within. Then your cobra, it rises, and when it reaches your Godhead, it comes forward and it does this. Then that is an alignment. For I tell you that as soon as you reach your God state, you're going to feel it. The blueprint of the universe, the blueprint of all planets, the blueprint of humanity, the blueprint of animals, the blueprint of nature, the blueprint of anything and everything that is without, but yet still there, which is the all. You start to connect to all these things. Then it is your elements. You start to be open. Not to say because now you've reached your God state, you're done. No, there's still a lot of work to do, which I won't talk about it here because a lot of people have not actually come to the aspect of ascending on that level. So if anything I say after that, it will actually confuse you. Because as soon as your Kundalini now, remember now you've aligned your spirit, you've aligned your chakras. Now you've awakened your spirit, you've awakened your Kundalini energy. You've reached your God state. The next thing that you need to do is work on your Merkaba system. You still have to work on the layers of your aura system. You see, you have to put a lot of work when you do these things. And all of this, it can't happen without meditation or imagination. Imagination is the greatest way for you to connect to information. That is the highest advanced way for you to connect with information. I've said this before. Albert Einstein, he wasn't good at maths. He wasn't really good at maths. But his way of expanding to the reality of understanding that imagination is one true way of getting into information, that's what he used to do. And he became intelligent through that. What does this tell you? He spent most of his time doing meditations and imagination, bringing forth all the information. You get what I'm saying? So you can't do these things without you having to meditate or start to have an imagination within you. This puts you at a stage for you to imagine the impossible. It doesn't matter how impossible it is. If you're able to imagine it, for you will be able to bring it forth into this reality because you become a co-creator. That's what people are lacking to understand. That you can create your own reality whenever you feel like it. If you don't like what you're seeing outside of you, start to recreate it right now. And these things require you to have this faith inside. Some of you might actually call it belief. If you go into a spiritual world, spiritual practice, and you have doubts that you cannot go through a wall, you cannot fly, you cannot turn water into wine, then whatever that you're doing, forget it. Even if you won't live to see the fact that you're able to walk through the wall, the fact that you believe in it regardless, like you used to when you were a child, it gives you a great value of a chance for you to be able to beat all the odds and be above everything and have to ascend. You have to think bigger than the universe. You have to think bigger than God. You have to think bigger than than this planet. You have to think bigger than all this technology you think is way better than you. For you are greater than it. For you are greater than the technology in this world. But because you want to put yourself to be subject of this technology, of this AI, then unfortunately you're always going to be a little child in this world. You're not going to grow. You're not going to advance. And you're not going to be advanced, to say. If you're still putting your belief at a limited source of information, you'll always be limited in whatever that you come across. You'll be incapable of questioning or having the right questions. You'll be incapable of questioning the important things that you need to question in order for you to find answers. Because you are from a limited source of power, information. It's hard for you, you're incapable, but you can beat that by becoming beyond it. Now I'm getting too diplomatic. So I guess what I'm saying, I'm still gonna make more videos about this. I was trying to correct this thing that just because you have not aligned your chakra system, it doesn't mean that you're unable to use them. I'm gonna make a video in the field, right, and show you how to use your chakra system, whether or not you've aligned them. We'll see. And one thing I'll tell you, when you walk with your bare feet all the time, your root chakra system gets to be aligned. That's the easiest chakra for you to actually align. Start to walk with the bare feet. Your root chakra system, it gets to be aligned. It gets to be aligned. There's a lot that I need to teach you. I have so much powerful alchemies, man. I have 3 alchemies how you can become physically immortal. But how will I teach you that if it's still hard for you to grasp the idea of aligning your chakra system and awakening your kundalini? How will I teach you these alchemy? But I'm patient. I'm still here, not going anywhere. So take this video as like more, I would say that it was just an introduction. There's more information about this, and I'll try to put it out there and teach you all these things. And I know some of you might think that I'm repeating this information. Yes, I have to. I see people, they're still not understanding this overall, but I have all the time. So I hope you find this video very informative, and just wish you'd do something about it and start to pick up the pieces and learn, right? Take this thing serious. It's not well, have fun with it, of course. Sometimes I think if you're too focused in doing something, it doesn't actually get it. Have fun with it and you'll get there. Baby steps, no rush. Don't think that, listen, don't even try to align with me. Don't do that. Be you. You'll be okay. I have faith in you, and I see you that you're going to win. I see you that you're going to be very successful. And I told you guys that you are more powerful than myself. You're more greater than me, right?